Have you ever had this feeling that there might be a hidden bug in the software of your own mind? Like a fundamental glitch that's shaping every single thing you see and think and feel, but you don't even know it's there? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into.
So, let me just ask you this, straight up. Are you really, truly seeing the world as it is? Or are you seeing a version of it that's been pre-processed, edited, and filtered just for you? The answer might be a little more surprising than you think.
And what's so wild about this is that this cognitive bug, it's not a new discovery. It's not something we just figured out in the digital age. In fact, it has an ancient name. It was diagnosed with incredible precision centuries and centuries ago.
The term for it is Diṭṭhāsava, and it comes from the Pali language. Now, a really great way to translate this today, a modern term that just nails it, is the bias filter. It describes this chronic condition where our own fixed views are constantly twisting reality before it even hits our conscious mind.
To really get it, let's just break that word down. The first part, Diṭṭhi, that's your lens on the world. It's your viewpoint, your worldview. But it's the second part, Asava, that's the real kicker. It's like this constant contaminating leak that's always seeping into the system, tainting that lens and warping your judgment from the inside out.
And this right here just perfectly illustrates the problem. See, the bias filter isn't a conscious opinion you decide to have. It's a pre-conscious process. It's not about what you're looking at. It's about the colored glasses your mind put on you long before you even started looking.
Okay, so to really grasp how deep this filter runs, let's try to reframe this ancient idea using 4 really powerful analogies from our modern tech world. So our first analogy, it comes from the world of artificial intelligence. Just think for a second about how we train an AI and how easily that whole process can get corrupted. It's such a simple but powerful truth, right? If you train an AI using only skewed, incomplete, or prejudiced data, you can't really expect it to suddenly become objective. Its entire logic is built on that flawed foundation. So of course, it's only ever going to give you answers that reflect its initial bias.
And this is exactly how our minds work when that bias filter is running. Our past experiences, our upbringing, our fixed views, that's our bias training data. And that asava, that constant leak, it makes sure that bias is always influencing us. So here's the crucial part. When a new truth shows up, our system doesn't see it for what it is. No, it forcibly distorts it so that it fits the old bias logic.
All right, let's try a different angle, something a bit more visual. Imagine your perception is like a super high-definition monitor. One that's capable of displaying millions and millions of colors.
So, what happens if somebody goes deep into the system settings and permanently flips on a black and white filter? Well, it doesn't matter how vibrant or colorful the original image is. To you, the viewer, everything is just going to look like shades of gray. The filter completely overrides the raw data. Our strongest convictions, they act just like this. A really deep-seated belief like, I'm right and they are wrong, or this is just how the world works. That becomes a permanent system-level filter. It literally prevents the raw data of objective reality, what in Pali they call yathahuta, which just means things as they actually are. It stops it from ever getting through.
Our third analogy is one we are all swimming in every single day, whether we realize it or not, and that's the digital filter bubble.
I mean, just think about it. Online algorithms, they learn what you like, and then they just feed you more and more of the same. Over time, this does more than just personalize your feed. It actually builds a virtual prison around you, made from the bricks of your own beliefs.
The bias filter in our mind works the exact same way. It creates this cognitive bubble where you only let in information that confirms what you already think. And any data that conflicts with it, the system automatically flags it as spam or fake news and just gets rid of it before you can even really consider it. And the result of that is cognitive closure. It's a state where real, genuine learning, it just stops.
And for our final analogy, and maybe the most fundamental one, let's think about the actual code that makes a computer work, the configuration file.
If there's just one single line of corrupted code in a core config file, it doesn't just cause one tiny problem. It makes the entire operating system malfunction every single time it boots up. It's this chronic, foundational error that messes with every single process. This is the perfect metaphor for Diṭṭhāsava. It's a root-level corruption in our mental operating system.
So, after looking at this deep-seated issue through 4 different modern analogies, the obvious question becomes, what can we possibly do about it? How do we fix this glitch?
Right. If our perception is being run by a faulty program, the million-dollar question is, how do you uninstall it?
Is it even possible to get back to the factory settings and actually see the world without all this constant distortion?
Well, the path forward is kind of like a cognitive debugging process. First, you have to just acknowledge that your viewpoint is exactly that, a viewpoint. It's one possible filter. It is not the absolute truth. Second, you have to detach from it. You have to stop defending that filter as if it's your actual identity. And third, you just start practicing observing reality as it is, without that automatic layer of judgment and interpretation the filter always adds.
And this is the ultimate potential. This is why dealing with the bias filter is so profound. The whole idea is that when you finally stop that leak of bias, when you remove that filter or fixed fuse, your mind, your whole system, can for the first time reach this state of absolute clarity. It connects directly with reality with no distortion. It's like having a direct line to the universe's source code. So the question is, what would you see if you could finally uninstall your filter?